What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Couch Potatoes. It's your boy Ben, your boy Adam, two guys just making movie reviews, giving you our honest take on movies, right, wrong. It's always an opinion. Like and subscribe for us on YouTube. Suggest some movies that we should do. We're open to fan suggestions and encourage it, actually, except in the case of our movie today, which is Riders of Justice.
I think we need a caveat. If you're going to recommend a movie, please have watched it first. Don't have us review it before you watch it because you're semi-interested in watching it.
Well, that's okay, but we're gonna
not.
screen movies a lot harder from now on that get suggested. Riders of Justice. It's actually out in theaters. It's an English dubbed movie, so it appears that it was made in Europe somewhere where they don't speak English, and the English is dubbed over the actors' lines.
Yes.
So this one was a little bit of a struggle to review, but as always, we have a format and we're going to stick to it. Adam, do your best on the plot of this movie.
Okay. The plot starts off with a little girl that wants a bike for her birthday. The bike shop only has a red bike. She wants a blue bike. From there, it kind of goes into a different part of the story, a different country, and it's following a girl and her mom, and her dad is apparently in some military.
Yeah,
He's deployed, and he's going to be deployed even longer, even though he's supposed to come back. So instead of doing whatever they were doing, they changed their plans and took a subway to basically have a cheer me up day.
Yeah.
And so on the when they get on the subway, there's a guy that's sitting. All the seats are full. There's a guy sitting there, offers them their seat. When he offers them the seat, there shortly after, there's a crash on the subway. Takes out right where the mom's sitting, the whole row of people. She dies, and right. Upon further investigation, the guy that gave her his seat is like, there's no way that this was an accidental.
Wasn't a coincidence.
It wasn't an accidental train crash because a member that was going to testify against a gang called Riders of Justice was on this train. And so he figured out or had a theory that basically this was a hit on that guy, and they did kill this guy. So he's seen another guy on this train that he felt like didn't belong on this train. It just acted oddly, and they kind of find him, kill him, figure out who he is, etc., and it goes on from there. And then they...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is gonna be spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil this.
We're gonna spoil this movie, absolutely. So, anyways, they the dad comes back obviously after the mom's dead, and obviously he's some kind of badass because he's in the military or whatever, and don't know if he's special forces or anything like that. It really goes into no depth
into it at all.
So basically, this guy spills the beans. This is what I think happened, yada yada. Let me tell you why, blah blah blah. And then basically they go on a killing spree with this
Special forces.
the special forces guy. They go to killing the whole Riders of Justice gang, and basically kills them all. Comes up, and the ending is basically all about the bike. It's happenstance, basically. Because of this happened, because this happened, and it's all about kind of fate, or if this would have been done. And even then, you can take it further back than the bike, as they stated.
The other thing, not to cut you off, but to add to the plot, this all started because they misidentified the guy. I don't know if you remember that. But they misidentified the guy using facial recognition software, and it was actually some dude who was visiting England and didn't like his sandwich and his Coke. And so it was all for nothing. They find this out, but now they've killed all these gang members. You know, the gang ain't just going to take that shit lying down. So they figure out where they all live, and it basically ends with a final showdown. They kill the entire gang, and, hijinks ensues.
Yes. I got a lot of
problems with this movie.
Got a lot of problems. Let's just take the ending there, where basically what's left of Riders of Justice. First off, there's 5 people? 6 people.
Correct.
6 people that are kind of killing the Riders of Justice people. They're not all killing them, but they're all associated with each other.
Right.
You got Marcus, who's the dad.
Marcus is the dad.
You got Matilda, that's the daughter.
That's the daughter.
You got these 3 dweebs.
Otto, who was the professor who basically...
AI, statistician guy.
Yeah, he comes up with this theory that nobody else thinks about.
Right, yeah.
Of the coincidence. Lennart, who's his buddy who pretends to be a psychologist for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got my boy Emmenthaler, who's just, he's a big hairy killing machine right there.
Yeah,
that he's awesome.
He's a 13-year-old with Tourette's.
He's a 13-year-old with Tourette's.
He's a grown man.
No offense to people, 13-year-olds with Tourette's, but he has some emotional issues, let's just say that.
So anyways, all these people, and there's another guy involved that they found at the first murder scene that was gagged and kind of...
I'm just going to call him the Gimp.
Okay.
You got to understand, guys, this is an overseas movie, and we could mention these people's names, and you honestly wouldn't care. No. You just wouldn't know who they are. The main character, Marcus, has actually been in an American movie called King Arthur, the one that had Keira Knightley in it, and that one, he played one of the Knights of the Round Table. But other than that, in America, that's the only other thing I've seen that guy in. The rest of these actors, you've never seen them. Mm-hmm. If you have, you watch more movies than we do. Gold star for you. But I could run down their names, but it's going to be like Madvixen and you know, who knows who that guy is.
Right.
Mad, not going to be in another American movie.
Right. So, so back to the ending scene. I got a major beef with this. Probably, I don't know, eight guys from the Riders of Justice, roughly.
Gang members. Show up to the house.
Yeah, show up to the house. Catches a whole group off unaware, don't even know what's going on, and these dudes just take automatic weapons and start spraying into the house from outside. Doesn't sound like a real hardcore gang to me. I think a hardcore gang would kick the door open and just grab them up and put a bullet in their head, or better yet, just wait for them to leave the house, and then you got them where you can see them and shoot them. Instead, these guys just shoot through the wall, and of course, Marcus goes freaking.
Yeah,
goes ham on them.
Yeah, Marcus, that was a cool part of the movie.
It was.
He rolls through the house just blasting them.
It was, and he did that in a couple scenes where he really goes ham on several people.
I've got to say, if they hadn't have dubbed the movie, I might have enjoyed it a little more.
Well, let's talk about the dub, because I had some major problems with the dub.
Let's go. Finish your thought about the ending first.
Well, that kind of was my thought. Okay. It's just the way they
shot up the house.
Yeah, it's like I'm sorry, if you're a mob or a badass gang, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. You're not coming out there with a machine gun, sitting outside like you're doing a drive-by or something.
Yeah,
you're going in there to kill somebody.
And this was like a country house. They had the room to
you're going
set up some strategy.
You're going Pablo Escobar. You're killing them. You're killing the family. You're cleaning the house. 100%.
Yeah.
So what were we even talking about?
The dub.
Oh, the dub. Yeah, the dub. All right. So if you're going to dub a movie, at least put a real English voice in there. This was some quasi-English, computer-generated voice.
Very bad dialogue.
Yes, on several of them. It was not good. It was very off-putting. It wasn't even a good there was auto-tone voice.
There was Marcus is running around capping people, yet shows the voice has zero emotion.
Zero.
It was literally like, you remember when you got the Macintosh computer and it was like the first computer you could type something in and it would speak back to you, and it had no voice inflection though. It sounded like a good English voice, but it had no inflection. It was like, hello, welcome to Macintosh. You know, it's kind of like when a doctor tells you a family member has cancer and they just drop to like a real low, monotone, unemotional voice. Your dad has cancer. He's going to be dead in 7 days. Say your goodbyes. And that's it. They walk out. That's how this dude is the whole time. Every one of them.
Even when he comes after his wife's murdered and his daughter's there, he basically tells his daughter, hey, get used to it. You're going to live to be old, and you're going to see a lot of people die, so no need to mourn here. Yeah. You know, basically, he went Gargoyle from Braveheart. Like, you didn't want your father to die either, did you? But it happened. Yeah. You're going with me.
Yeah. plot holes in the movie. They set this movie up. I thought it was going to be a good movie. How they set it up with Otto in a presentation on how different things are related to other different things. And I was like, okay, so we've got overseas butterfly effect going on here. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you haven't seen the Butterfly Effect, great movie. Kelso from that 70s show's finest work by far.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, we got discount Butterfly Effect. I can go on with this. And then they completely abandoned that.
Yes.
Okay. The second problem I have is he walks in and he's like, hey, to the cops, these investigators, and he's like, I think these are connected because this guy's going to testify against the gang. And I saw that. And the cops looked at him like he's got 3 heads. I don't know how they do things overseas. I've been overseas a lot. I didn't have a lot of dealings with the cops. In America, they put that together already. They've said, hey, this might be related. You see what I mean? They've said, hey, it's possible that someone wanted to kill this guy.
Yeah.
And they dismiss Otto like, yeah, you're a clown, dude. Get the hell out of here. Now, Otto, you gotta understand, folks, this guy definitely looks like someone you would dismiss as a clown. But at the same time, you're like...
This is basically someone going to testify against John Gotti and then gets killed in a train. And immediately your radar is up. Like, huh? What are the odds that would happen? What are the odds?
Yeah.
Furthermore, to add to that, so when they kind of brush him off, and he's like, well, okay, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to do my own investigation. And he finds the supposedly brother of Riders of Justice or whatever, and they do research, and he's some kind of not a train engineer, but something to do with trains or whatever. Just the whole aspect of how they killed the guy is just so unreasonable, and like, you can't move a train. A train's on a track. Yes, you can make trains collide, but you're not going to make a train go down the side of another train.
Correct. Why would that happen?
Right.
Without bombs or some kind of incendiary device to make the other train go off the track.
Right.
And you never figure that out in the movie.
No.
I'm a big believer in things are related and that sort of thing. I got to say they just lost me. I mean.
Yeah, they didn't stick to one point.
They didn't stick to one. They jumped around a lot.
Right, and then they jumped back to the bike thing at the end when it was convenient. It was like, okay, was this supposed to wrap up the film here when the little girl comes out at Christmas and her blue bike's there? That kind of started all this.
They could have stopped before that, and I wouldn't have had a problem.
Yeah, like an hour and a half before that.
Yeah. All right, coming up on our time limit here. We don't want to take up a ton of everybody's time. Adam, I think I know what it is, and probably so do most of the viewers out there.
We paid $6.99 each for this.
Correct. This is
for you guys.
This is $6.99, and I'm going to go ahead and do everybody a solid. Do not watch this movie. Just don't. I'm going to put this in the hour and 45 minutes of my life I'll never get back, and I got to admit, folks, I watched this last night. I'm still a little pissed off about that.
It was rough watching it.
It was hard to get through.
It was ordinarily this would have been off as soon as I heard Marcus talk.
Correct.
I would have turned this off and went about my day. But because of you guys, we committed to it. I sat through it. But look, guys, don't waste your time. This is not a good movie. This is shit cinema.
Yes, take your $6.99. Go buy a 12-pack of Natural Light. You'll have a lot better time.
Absolutely.
That wraps it up for Riders of Justice. Like and subscribe, comment, suggest movies that we can do. Thanks a lot for tuning in again, everybody, and we'll see you soon.